Hey guys, Corey Digman here from Digman Fitness. Welcome, and let me introduce you guys to a few assessment exercises and activation or stability exercises that'll help you with your bench press and overhead press. A lot of us have issues and pain related to overhead pressing. Maybe our shoulders are hiking up, maybe you're rocking back, maybe you're not quite right within your position when you're benching. That's leading to maybe some injuries. So let's go through some assessments. Let's go through a few activation or stability exercises so you can put yourself in a better position to increase strength, increase performance, and get what you want to get out of your experience in the gym.
So if we look at this first compensation, we're not quite getting that full lockout. Sometimes you get a little backward lean on the press when you finish, and that can lead to some compensation. So we want to be able to get full overhead reach, almost like you're covering up your ear with your upper arm. So a good test to measure and see if your lat length is the main factor and an issue in that overhead reach. Tuck your pelvis, contract, reach overhead. One thing to help lengthen the lats is a cross friction massage across that lat. Again, you want to get a good optimal overhead reach with minimal pain, minimal discomfort to do the exercise correctly. So just a little bit of pin and stretch here, finding the adhesion in your lat, and then we're scanning across the floor. A good 5 to 10 repetitions before your routine and before your activation phase in your routine. And then adding a little bit of a front to back massage, as well as internal and external rotation. Next up, an active release stretch. So it's more effective to release tissue when we contract and stretch. So we're adding a little bit of a lean with this, with your palm facing out, pushing into the wall 2 to 3 seconds, and then reaching up and leaning into the stretch. So a great way to open up the lat in addition to your foam rolling and your activation exercises. Next compensation is the shoulder shrug, where you may have an issue with overactivity of the traps, upper traps. So a lot of times you see that not so good upward rotation. You want a good natural upward rotation of your scapula on this movement here. So what you can do, test to make sure that you get at least 45-degree tilt each side, eyes forward, nose forward, tilt your ear to shoulder, and then you do a rotation test. See if you can get your chin to your shoulder here. Making sure the range of motion is great throughout the neck, and then adding a little static stretch, reach behind, shoulder down, and then tilt away. You can also add a little antagonist, contract, relax, almost like the stretch we did on the wall with your lat. 2 to 3 second contract, push against slightly, no more than 20%, and then stretch and hold. Activation exercise that'll help improve stability in the shoulder and encourage that natural upward rotation of your scapula, pressing into the wall as you go out with your band, making sure the wrist or over top your elbow on this exercise. 8 to 10 repetitions within your circuit or in your warm-up. So again, glutes, abs are tight, protracting the shoulder blades, pushing into the wall as I'm pulling out against that band. 8 to 10 repetitions in your warm-up. Next up, compensation, elbows flaring out. Could be one of two things on this to encourage proper positioning, is just locking down and back, get your feet underneath you too. The cue of down and back, elbows slightly in, 45 degrees is great, but we make sure that we have our lower trap and rhomboid activation, as well as rotator cuff stability. So a good exercise you can do with your warm-up is a retract and scan. Without shrugging the shoulders on this one, you want to come up with your elbows and your wrists, reach, and then bring it back. So a good 8 to 10 repetitions in your warm-up, and then adding a cobra to encourage the lower trap activation on this. Shoulders relaxed, and then down and back. 8 to 10 repetitions. And for those interested in our many program options, please email Corey at digmanfitness.com.